Okay, so here is another flip through, and this is of the Tarot of the Origins by Sergio Topi. But there is a second, actually, I don't know what number reprinting there is, but this Primordial Tarot is the most recent one that first I bought this one and I loved it, but the cards were in 4 different languages, and then this one remove the card titles and it just has a number, so it's more streamlined. It's more like the cards that we see today. And there've been, it seems like there's been many printings of these, and I've not seen this particular box style on the internet, but there is a box style that's going for like $400. Let me see if I can get, so this copyright was in 2000, and it's by Lo Scarabo, the Italian company. And so, yes, it has 6 different languages up top. And so, and then all of the card backs, I believe this is like the blood, bones of blood, and the suits are a little bit different. It's blood, jewel, trees, and souls. And they loosely align with the earth, air, water, and fire suits. But there are some differences, and the card meanings are different as well. And when I first bought this deck, I was using it a lot, and I was getting to know it a little bit better. But at the same time, I was newer in the tarot journey, and I needed to understand the Rider-Waite-Smith a little bit better. So this one fell by the wayside, and so I started learning the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, and I actually have not opened these 2 decks for probably about 2 or 3 years now. And now that my tarot journey has taken me away from Rider-Waite-Smith, I remembered I have this, and so I just wanted to do a nice little flip through comparison. Now, these cards are not in order. And instead of them being, well, they are numbered, right? Let's see. Yes, they do have a number, but each number is associated with something else. So we've got etching, age, mask, bones, stone, right, error, split it, spirit, birth, environment, and then the quartz are child, animal, woman, and man. So, and then, so that's how they, I guess, categorize each of the numbers. And then, like I said, each of the suits, it's jewel, blood, soul, and trees. Okay, so we can just do a nice little, oh, so this is like the title card. Sergio Topi is the artist. And so here's the lovers. Come a little bit closer. And the artwork on the other one is the same, except it doesn't have this title border thing up here. We're getting a glare. Let's pull it down there. That better? Okay. So see, it's just it's the full scene. We've got a number up here, and then the color, the border here on the outside indicates the suit, which this would be blood. And I believe this also, yes. So these are spirit, or soul rather. I thought I had pulled out the Lovers card when I opened this, but I did not. So there is a difference. The cardstock is a little bit thicker. This is thinner. This is more of a cardboard. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to tell. And then the backs. This is, I want to say, the Hierophant, but that's not what it's called in this deck. Let's see what this is called. The Shaman. Okay. And so we'll just do a nice little, just a flip through. of both of these. So this is the blood, this is blood, this is trees. Let me make sure I'm right about that. Spirit of jewels, food of the soul. I'm sorry, it's not trees, it's nature. Instead of trees, it's nature. So this, I guess, is loosely associated with earth. And then this is blood. This is soul here, these blues. And this is the world card. And it is called the world. I believe all the majors keep the same names except for a couple, a few. And this is the mask of nature. I remember that one. The jewels are in yellow. Here we have two natures together. So here is this is card number 10. Let's see what this one is. This is called time. Divinatory meanings is life cycles, changes, patterns, possibilities, and luck. And here, this is a court card. We'll look in this guidebook here. Oh, the guidebook that comes with this deck is this one. And they renamed it to Primordial Tarot as opposed to Tarot of the Origins. So the little white book on this one is just a spread out. I don't know when this one was published. I guess it does say copyright 2000 here. And I initially saw in this book over here that they published in 1989, 1992, and again in I'm sorry, I almost said 1920, and in 2020. So let's see, she is soul. That would be 13 of soul, which is woman of the soul. A woman about to put on a mask but undecided. Difficult choices is what this means. And so I'm going to check out, so this guidebook is more in depth, right? So we're going to check out this one here. Let's see. The woman holds a potent ritual item and hesitates. She faces a difficult decision. Putting on a mask is not a game. It is a powerful ritual. Each mask has its own magic and should not be taken up lightly. Donning the visage is a way of either awakening and freeing the power within or invoking that medicine in her body. Once the mask is in place, she will become someone different, maybe even something different. Her life will be forever transformed, and once something is transformed, it cannot be changed back to the way it was. If she is driven by fear or ego, she could make a tragic mistake. If she is moved by the light of her soul, by the song of her heart, she will begin a marvelous journey of discovery. Divinatory meaning, difficult choices, available power, acting from healthy and pure motives. So, I mean, you know, it's not so much the same as the RWS system, which I kind of like, and my journey is steering me away from RWS. When I first started tarot, RWS didn't sit well with me, but there was just so many decks with that system that I just kind of gave in, and you know, the numerology just didn't work. And the thing that I still have trouble with is the Three of Swords. You know, that suit is the suit of air, thinking, communication, and that image is just, I don't know, and so I have many qualms, I guess you could say, and it's taken me on a different down a different path. And it has also prompted me to start creating my own tarot deck. So, so I'm checking out all of these cool things that I used to have. So this is a major. The majors are denoted by this border, if you will, in black. And this is card number 9. I'm so bad with Roman numerals. Yes, the Hermit. Moves away from society, preferring his own company. Divinatory meaning, solitude, silence, listening to the inner voice, abstinence, isolation. And that's kind of what I think the Hermit means. And then in rereading Arthur Edward Waite's Pictorial Tarot, he says that the Hermit is not about isolation. It's more about having that light and shining it so others can know that they too can have that light, that wisdom, that whatever it is that's in his lantern. So so if we follow RWS strictly, then, you know, some of these things that are kind of intuitive to us are not going to, this is card number 3, the Mother. And this is the devil here. Is he called the devil? Let's see, it's called the demon. The demon wears a mask. It is an important ritual too. Divinatory meaning, lost or hidden aspects of self, reintegration of parts, finding what was lost, freedom. So here's all of the information on the demon. I'm not going to read all of it, but perhaps if you're interested, you can just pause. And, oh, let's read La Madre. Let's see, I'm back in this spread out. Femininity incarnated. And that is the description in our fold out. This is the Chariot. This is nature. This is indicative of, I believe this is the Child. Is it? No. Child would be the page, which would be number 11. So this deck is very interesting. It just has a lot of new sort of meanings. So this is Animal of Jewels. So it's child, animal, woman, man. And this is, no, this is not Child of Jewels. This is nature. Animal of nature. The monkey and the man represent the evolutionary process. Get that in there so you can see. In so many ways, the biological evolutionary distance between the two species is actually quite close, and it would be easy to think that the step from one to another is small. However, the reality is that the distance between animal and human is very large. This card represents the journey and reminds us that being human is hard, and ironically, while we are born human, we find ourselves spending much of our lives learning to become human. Oh, that's awesome. How profound. It suggests that sometimes the effort to fight our lesser nature and to elevate our higher nature takes a lot out of us. So when we become exhausted physically, mentally, emotionally, or spiritually, it is harder to be the people we want to be. Then the wise thing to do is to take a rest. Animals seem to know better than humans. Maybe we aren't as smart as we think we are. Divinatory meaning. Acknowledging progress made, assessing your state of being, needing, and taking a rest. That is pretty cool. I made a post about how plants even know when to take rests, and humans, we don't. And it was basically, you know, my little complaint as the holidays get here. You know, we've got Thanksgiving and then Christmas, and at a time when the whole world is slowing down, the humanity speeds up, or at least us in the Northern Hemisphere. Those in the Southern Hemisphere are enjoying summer at the moment, you know. which would be nice to have Christmas at a time when everything is alive and it's warm outside with all that activity and all that. But eating, that's a nice way to hibernate yourself. And Thanksgiving is not too bad of a thing. Aside from it, the situations that the natives faced and how it's basically whitewashed. But that's beside the point. Thanksgiving can be thought of that time of fattening up, getting ready for hibernation. But then we've got Christmas when you've got to speed up even more. I believe this is the tower. So this is the sacrifice. No. The standing stone. Someone builds a tower, a grand edifice. They climb to the top and marvel at their achievement. Then they see the view on a high and are struck dumb with awe. The perspective shows them that the horizon is much further away than imagined, the world bigger and more complex than dreamed. While humans can do amazing things, the truth is that in each elevation of intelligence and skill reveals more questions and problems. Through that, divinatory meanings, advances in knowledge and skill, building achievements, answers, solutions. So this is the man of soul right here. 2 of nature here. Animal of jewels. This one. Oh, how cool is it that we get this card right next to each other? So we have to read this one. So first, let's read what this says in this book. So this is the suit of blood, and 8 is spirit of blood. A buffalo skewered by spears, and the hunter in the foreground who cries out in satisfaction. It's victory. I don't know if it's victory quite yet. The bull is still standing here. Let's see what this book says. Almost victory, we can say. So this is spirit of blood. As hunters gain experience, they learn to assess prey to determine whether or not it can be safely taken. Even with careful consideration, sometimes need causes us to take larger risks than normal. Sometimes the prey has strength that you couldn't see. Here we have a hunter who faced a buffalo who had more determination to live than he bargained for. It took longer, more skill, more hunters to successfully complete the hunt. While there is no joy in taking a life, there can be satisfaction and pride in overcoming a worthy adversary. So he cries out in satisfaction and victory. Divinatory meaning, a hard battle, unforeseen challenges, ultimate victory. So that relating to the 8 of Wands. The 8 of Wands is that action card. So, this is sort of after the action. This is like a victory. I do need to stop making parallels with the RWS. It's just so ingrained in me. So here, this is the 7 of blood, 3 of jewels. Man of nature right here. This is 8 of jewels. So the downside of this is this doesn't have the titles. And so you'd have to memorize. I know at one point I wrote all of the what the numbers meant on the back of this book. This is the mother card. Here we have a statue of Venus and a mother. And this is 5 of soul. Oh, that's cool. Anima means soul. Wonder what language that's in. Can y'all see that? Y'all can't see it just yet. There we go. Alma, that's soul in Spanish. Anima, ame, soul. Celi, zeal. Oh, I like this card. Creative power. Let's see what this one means. Card number 11. So I wonder, nope, not making the parallelizations. Creative power. The human beings expressed through the creation of life itself. Look at that beautiful pregnant belly. One thing I loved about having children was breastfeeding. That was just amazing. And so this is card number 1, and also called the Magician. Divinatory meaning: will, skill, understanding, moving power from spirit to physical, and from physical to spirit. This is 1 of nature. Oh, look, it's called Ace of Nature. Ace of Nature. Five. This one, I think I remember this one. Yes. I think I like this card, the meaning of this card. Stone of Nature. All right. This gorilla balances a stone on his head. He remains still as if in deep thought. If he were to move too suddenly, the stone would fall. A stone resting on his head won't hurt him, and perhaps it even helps with focus. If the stone were hurled at his head, that would be a different story. Whether flesh or stone or propulsion, everything that exists is energy. When energy is balanced, there is stability. When energy is out of balance, there is chaos. Almost always, stability brings health and chaos brings pain, but not always. There are times when chaos or even outright destruction are appropriate. In this case, quiet contemplation and thoughtful approach are the gorilla's safest choice. Divinatory meaning: a balanced approach, thinking things through, be aware of consequences. I guess I should mention that Barbara Moore, she's the one who elaborated on these short descriptions from this tiny booklet here. So this one here is 10 of nature. And the 10s are environment. Almost. This one's 14 and this one's 12 of blood. 14, this is man of blood. Oh my gosh, and these two are the same too. So let's read this one. And so this is soul or spirit. Nope, it's soul. It's the suit of soul. So this is birth, right? Yeah, birth. Birth of the soul. The initiate is tied and prepared for the ritual, the sacrifice of his life. The death is not just a peaceful passing into the next realm. It is a brutal tearing apart of the body. The parts are then destroyed. His body and his ego has dissolved into nothingness. He is sacrificed for the good of the tribe and the good of the land. He goes as willingly as he can. Let's see. Trying to get this to focus. It is his duty and his calling. Every shaman goes through this initiatory experience of the ritual of every shaman goes through this initiatory experience of ritual death and in the spirit realm. After the sacrifice, he is recreated and returns with the knowledge of life and death. Only now does he have the wisdom to truly serve his people. Divinatory meaning: something that is hard but necessary, benefit from sacrifice, serving the greater good. Let's see what it originally had in here. Birth of soul. A man A man ready for ritual sacrifice, understanding of necessity. More souls. Two of nature. Oh, this is two of soul, two of nature. I love it when we have synchronicities like that. And then this, is this mask? I believe threes are masks, huh? 1, 2, 3, yes. Threes are masks. This is 0, which aligns with the Fool. Let's see what this deck has it in. It is the Fool. The Fool, divinatory meaning, beginning, innocence, excitement, starting a new journey of phase in life. And then let's see what this 3 of soul means here. Mask of soul. A masked shaman carries out a propitiatory dance. Hope. Propitiatory. Propitiatory. Does that mean like proper? I have no idea. So we saw this one earlier on this side, and this was what power of creation. I would like to mention that I started watching Tom Benjamin's series on Tarot on Earth, where he goes through all the suits, and then he goes through all the cards, and he gives his own thoughts, and he reinvigorated my my dissonance, I guess you could say, with RWS, and I sort of just fell back into RWS because, you know, it's so prevalent out there. And I even went as far as to buy the Golden Dawn book and start reading that, and to further learn more about the cards and about that system of that belief system. And not that I'm not going to read it, I am. It's such a huge book, but you know, it's just would be great to have that, to have done that, and to have that information there, and it's just going to be a big study for me. However, I do want to create my own deck, and I do want to put in as much as I can, sort of like what Benabel Wen did with her deck. She incorporated so many things into her deck, and so I kind of want to do something similar to that. And so having that information, I think, is going to be great. So this is card 1014. Let's see. That is no, that's not sacrifice. That is the source. So let's see. Excuse me. Sorry. Water is often noted as the source of life. I'm going to take a quick swig of my tea here. It is also the force that quietly and gently shapes the earth. The earth contains and directs water, but as water flows, it will slowly carve away the earth so it can flow more easily and directly. Divinatory meaning, spiritual satiation, cleansing, healing, renewal. If you'd like to read that, just press pause. Okay, so card number 5, this is the Shaman. Oh, look, they matched up again. So that's 3 matches that we've had. Let's read the Shaman. Oh, this video is a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. Just going with the flow here. All right, the Shaman, with the use of his hagstone. I have a hagstone. The shaman sees into the future, into the past, into other worlds. He performs the ceremonies and rituals that keep his people grounded in the cycles of life and that create change when needed. He honors the ancestors and the spirits, keeping them fat and happy so they will rain blessings, provide help, and offer guidance. He searches for lost souls to return to the people. He patrols the boundaries, keeping... I'm going to take a drink of tea really quick. Keeping dangerous spirits away. He is a spiritual warrior. I lost my spot. A father and a mother to his people, performing the rites that will support them from birth through life and into the arms of death. Oh, I love that. Divinatory meaning, spiritual responsibility, wisdom, ceremony, ritual, spiritual protection. I have a hagstone. It's over here. I don't even know where this came from. I don't even know. I feel like maybe one of my kids found it and gave it to me. Yeah. I don't even know where it came from. All right, so this is Woman of Blood, and this is 10 of Blood, and the 10s are environment. Here we have 1 of nature and 3 of nature, which 3s are masks, and 1 is error. No, 1 is etching. 1s are etching. 6, 8. So this guy's like eating, and if I remember correctly, this card shows that, you know, we give and take from the land, and it all is kind of recycled. I think. Let me read on that again. 6 of blood. Rite of blood. It takes a lot of energy to survive. Hunting, gathering, constructing shelter, making tools, organizing the community. The hunter here has spent the day hunting, a vigorous activity both mentally and physically. At the end of the day, he, along with his fellow hunters and tribespeople, eat what was killed. They live to hunt another day. They have survived, doing what is necessary to successful completion, survival. Oh, look at this one. 9 of blood. This is like childbirth. Man, I love childbirth too. I had 3 of my babies naturally. I have 4 kids. 3 of my kids were born naturally, 2 of which were born at my house. Another one was born at a birth center. My camera, I don't know if you guys are seeing that, but my camera keeps like sketching out. Birth of blood. There are many phases to bringing new life into the world. Conception, pregnancy, labor, birth. All have their challenges and joy. This is the actual moment of birth, following the struggles and blood of labor, and contains perhaps the deepest pain of all. In the moment, birth and death can feel very close kin. As the baby emerges, the mother loses a connection that has been part of her in a very integral way for 9 months. So it is a death of sorts. She now has a new life to care for, to form a new connection to. Death always brings an ending, but always brings beginnings. Life and death are a continuum. Divinatory meaning, completion, endings, beginnings, continuity, connection. Continuity. Oh my gosh. And this is sacrifice. This card here is sacrifice. Star. This is the lovers. What's that first one? So these images haven't changed. They've just been reimagined. I don't know what the word would be. They've just been sort of blown up. And it just depends on what you like. Here's that birth card again. This is the moon. Around the time I got this deck, this moon card reminded me of a woman that was leading ceremony. Her name is Raquel. And I was really enamored with her and all that she does. And so it was always kind of cool to pull that card, and it would remind me of her. She spells her name Rakel too, which is cool. I have a strange spelling to my name as well. So this is 12. That would be like the knight, which is the animal. So this would be animal of blood. Wow, that's pretty cool. I mean, let's see what he's doing. Let's see, the divinatory meaning. To take action, the desire to do something, try anything to survive. An unexpected confrontation, the hunter encounters a bear. Oof, imagine that. Oh my gosh. And this, oh, that's nice. This is what, 19? So this is the sun. This is clarity, understanding, logic, reliability, agreements. Almost done, guys. Here's the magician again. This is the child of jewels. We haven't read too much of the jewels. Let's read this one. Actually, I don't think we've read any of jewels. So, child of jewels. Okay. Children play for the joy of playing. They don't know that sometimes they are learning important lessons while playing. Not all play is about learning, at least not necessarily about quantifiable things. Sometimes the lesson is simply to experience joy, so that as we get older and distracted by day to day, we don't forget the importance of feeling and expressing joy. This child might be playing an ancient version of dress up, wearing all her parents' finery at once, dancing around. Perhaps she is inventing a ritual. Perhaps just feeling how good it is to move her body while admiring her fancy garb. Whatever she is doing, if she sees you, she will probably hold out her hand and invite you to join. Divinatory meaning, joy, play, indulgence, letting go of worries, a good friend. And here is the Fool. There's that cosmic egg, right? Oh, so close. I was thinking these were going to match, but this is Woman of Blood, and 5 is right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Stone. 5 is stone. Oh, this is actually a major arcana card. Oh no, this is similar to that one that I read. Let's see. So this is what? Oh, we already read this one, didn't we? Excuse me. This is abundance. Oh, this is the one that I was saying that was the vein. So abundance, the hunter's kill looks like an earth vein, showing that all the nourishment begins deep within the earth. The earth provides enough to sustain all life as long as all is in balance. The hunter smiles and looks toward his tribe, happy knowing there is enough food for everyone. All take a share. Their needs are met, and no one takes more than they need to. They recognize that all of nature exists in perfect balance. The sun is a glorious gift, but too much sun causes plants to die. When nature becomes out of balance, it eventually rights itself. When human life becomes unbalanced, human needs to sort it out, or nature will. Divinatory meaning, balance, fairness, prosperity, everything is in its place. Man, I really love this deck. Yeah. And I thank, Tom Benjamin for not so much as reminding me, but I don't, thank you, Tom Benjamin. There's our sun again. This is the High Priestess. Oh, let's see what she's called in here. Card number 2. She is called the Great Mother. And her divinatory meanings: connection with spirit, wisdom, intuition, dreams, vision, spiritual power. Here, I'll show this just in case you guys want to read it. This video is now 40 minutes long, so I will begin to wrap it up. There's Raquel. All right. This is such a cool deck. I'm excited to use this again, to learn it, and I love tarot. I love cartomancy. I love it all, and I encourage everyone to get a deck of their own, and you know, just pull cards once in a while. And you don't necessarily have to have to know all the meanings. If you feel more comfortable knowing the meanings, the easiest way is to just kind of get in there and just, you know, look them up as you go. Pull one card a day. Keep a journal if that helps you. I know writing things down helps me learn things. And it just it's a tool. Even if you don't believe in the spiritual aspect, if you think about it, there's 78 cards, and each of them has a meaning. And if you want to think about a question, think about it as brainstorming. You can pull 3 cards, and randomly you can apply those random situations, those random aspects to your situation, and come up with an entirely different scenario or reason or answer that you never would have thought of. So just using them as a brainstorming tool is something that you can do, like I said, if you don't believe in the spiritual aspect. However, I do feel like when I come to readings, I do feel like I get in touch with spirit, and there is an exchange. So whatever, you know, whatever you believe is what you believe, and no one has to make you change your mind, and you can do you. So thank you so much for spending this time with me. I do appreciate it. This is a wonderful deck. There is a definite size difference here. I don't know if you can see the height difference, but this deck is obviously a lot thicker. And let's see. I do remember they do shuffle well. And I have to shuffle sideways because I do have smaller hands. But these shuffle just fine as well, you know? Oh, cool. See, I can't even grab them. Tiny hands is me. I also have small ears too. Fun fact. Okay, thanks again for watching. You take care, and I will see you next video. Bye.